to the launch of the fall and rise of Telangana. On behalf of Orange Black Swan, I thank each of you for accepting our invitation. You've made it very special for us. Before we begin today's discussion, do allow me to say a few words on the book. We got the book a while ago, but in the context of how long we had to wait for statehood, it was a little flash of time. The long-awaited statehood of Telangana is the culmination of a movement that emerged from the contradictory compulsions of nation building. Two considerations: the division of the Madras Presidency on linguistic principles and the need to break up the Nizam's Hyderabad state led to the creation of a united Andhra Pradesh. Even then, there were grave doubts about the long-term viability of such an arrangement. Leaders like Pandit Nehru had considered the possibility of an eventual breakup if the United States did not turn beneficial to all its people. In The Fall and Rise of Telangana, Dr. Gautam Pingle describes the iniquities that emerged from the United States and how, despite gentlemen's agreements, promises, and assurances, the people of Telangana have been neglected by powerful interests. He describes how vested interests have not only neglected the welfare of the region, but also illegally garnered the resources of the state while resisting all attempts at ensuring justice. In a notable section on the Sri Krishna Committee report, he explains how the committee, ostensibly set up to look at the Telangana state from an impartial viewpoint, was committed from the beginning to a predetermined recommendation to retain status quo. But this book does not merely look at the past in anger. This book also provides a warning, and we are privileged to bring it out at just the right moment in history. In the last chapter of the book, Dr. Pingle provides a prophetic insight on how Telangana, born from the hopes and dreams of an idealistic movement, now needs to be different to ensure that the promises made to the people are not betrayed. Telangana needs to be governed differently, he says, and thereby to act as a beacon of hope for other regions starved of good governance. In a postscript, Dr. Pingle describes how, in the euphoria of the creation of a new state, even the proponents of statehood have apparently not noticed that several provisions of the Act are deeply detrimental to the future welfare of Telangana. The story of the Telangana movement has not ended with the President signing the bill. This is rather the beginning of an important chapter, as the newest state in the Indian Republic takes baby steps towards living up to its own expectations. Dr. Pingle's book will continue to be relevant for many, many years to come. Let's proceed now with the evening's program. Our esteemed panel needs no introduction to the audience, and I cannot do justice in describing their achievements in the time available. Be that as it may, I will attempt to briefly introduce each of the panelists just before they are to speak. Orange Black Swan would like to thank the panelists for agreeing to participate in today's discussion. May I now request Professor Kolanram to open the first copy and release The Fall and Rise of Telangana. Professor M.